All right, we're live. Tapping Birdie, Genesis Scottish Invitational / Barby / the Barbasol Championship here with my good friend RB Ryan Baroff. How are you tonight?
What's up, BK? Let's talk some golf, buddy.
Yeah, I'm excited. Where does this rank on your favorite weeks of the year? I mean, you are a Euro guy, through and through. You're one of the Euro guys, on Twitter and in the golf gambling space. So, now that we have this partnership and all the best players are heading over to Scotland to play, like this is a great week for you, right?
It's a really big week for the Euro Tour guys, right? They don't get these fields, they don't get these prize pools, massive world ranking points on the line, spots in the Open. So yes, hopefully some of our boys show up this week.
Where are you on the Barby as well? Like, you've been to the Barby before?
Yeah, I went. This was like probably 2019. I went out there with Wiley. Yeah, it was fun.
Did you get into the Pro-Am or no?
We didn't play that year. We walked with a couple of groups, but it's a fun event. Again, it's a really big week for those guys too. You can lock up a tour card by beating a pretty damn mediocre field. And again, we have about 40 or 50 of the Euro Tour regulars going over there. So it'll be good to see where their games stack up.
Yeah, no, I'm excited honestly for the Barbasol. We were hunting early Monday morning, set the alarm early. Like I got to get in on these Barby numbers. Like the value is just popping off the page.
And keep in mind, we get Scottish Open on early, so the Barby's all you got in the afternoon, right?
Yeah. Will you be waking up early this week? Or are you saving that for next week at the Open?
Probably saving it. I am going to try and sneak out for some Friday morning golf with Joe Idoni, so we'll see if that works.
Really? Where are you guys going to play?
Probably up at his club if we can make it work out. But no, I'm going to be saving all of my golf viewing points for next week.
Yeah. So, what's the pop situation when you two get together? What are you guys playing?
It's been a
while.
while.
How many strokes are you giving him?
It's been a while. When I played with Joe last, he was probably about an 8. I think he's up a little bit from there to a 10 or an 11. I'm probably playing to a 3 at this point. I don't play very much though.
Why don't you play that much?
I got a wife and kids, and it's
hard. That sucks, dude. No offense, no beef.
It's also
no offense. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good on that.
It's also hot as balls here right now, and it rains every day. So, what are you gonna do?
Not getting too much golfing, but Friday, huge day,
big day.
Games back in form.
Yes.
Took a little bit of an elongated break, but you're back.
Yeah, and I heard you're back too, right? I heard about a little bet page action with
I've been playing
John.
I've been playing well. We played Red, which is it's a decently tough course. It's like 6,600 yards, par 70. I believe so. It's a little bit long for my taste, but I shot 91. I shot an 86 a couple weeks ago. The driver, I'm a good driver of the ball. I honestly drive it well. I'm just an abysmal iron player. Truly awful. Absolutely terrible iron player. I can hit the green with my wedges, but some of my mid to long irons, it's just not a strong suit. But I can get it up close, chip up, make bogey. But the game's feeling good, honestly. I feel good about. I don't know what the next step is. But next goal is to break 85. That is next step on the agenda.
Yeah, that's all, and that's the short game. You get a couple more up and down, you make a few more putts, and those 88s will turn into 83s, and then you go from there.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to get out this weekend. Need to play. Game's trending in the right direction. The strokes gained were moving. How was the John Deere Classic for you? Did you have anyone in the mix? Any FOMO on Sepp Straka? How does this affect Rome? Where are you with the John Deere Classic last week?
Sepp Straka was my biggest bet of the week at the Rocket Mortgage. So
so you basically had him. Basically had him.
Yeah. Yep. No, that one definitely hurt, and Especially because I put all of my eggs in the Denny McCarthy basket, and then he was as gutless as ever, which is just cool, man.
I mean, when the fuck is that guy gonna win? Like
that was an opportunity, yeah.
Like you don't really get many better opportunities than what Denny had.
It's not like he'll probably still win Wyndham or something like that. But
are we in at the Wyndham? Like future, get it in now?
Probably.
Are you planting your flag?
It's it's probably him or Alex Smalley, but hopefully Alex Smalley wins this week.
Yeah, you're in on Smalley this week.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm down to talk some Ryder Cup. Does Denny deserve to be the water boy for the American side? Like, are the Denny for Rome people real?
Yeah, that's bad. Look, I mean, if he would have won the Memorial, I guess he's potentially in the conversation. Even if he won last week, I don't think that would have moved the needle very much for him.
Yeah.
A little bit different for Sepp because he was kind of in the conversation already. And I mean, he's up to like number 25 in the world or something. Yeah. Like, how is that team not going to take Sepp Straka?
He's on the team. I think after his Sanderson Farms loss, in the playoff to Mac Hughes, and a month earlier he lost in that playoff to Zal, I think it was like, oh shit, like Sepp is going to be on this European team after he, almost won Sanderson. Like that was kind of when, I was stoking the flame on that one. Like I kind of invented Sepp for Rome. And then, he had his typical like Sepp Straka year, like didn't really do much, but top 10 at the PGA, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I think
backdoor.
Yeah. But I mean, everyone kind of did like that week. But it was kind of like, like after Sanderson Farms, like if he just gets another win, like I think he's on the team. So in my opinion, the first 10 spots are locked. I'm not going to name everyone, but 8 and 9, 9 and 10, in my opinion, are Meronk and Sepp. I believe those two will be in Rome. I really don't think there's any debate on it. Do you agree with that? And then what would be your final 2 spots for Team Europe?
I do agree with that, yes. So my final 2 spots, I mean, I think it's going to shake itself out the next 2 weeks between this and then the Open Championship. But Aaron Rai deserves to be on that team. I think he needs to do something in a strong field like this. Yes. Everybody and their mother has bet him this week, so it's certainly not going to happen here. But yeah, I mean, he's probably the 8th or 9th best player just on the European side in general. So he deserves a spot. For a while, I was on the Patty Harrington bandwagon. It's obviously not going to happen. I've already bet him for next week. I bet that like a month ago. So
what odds?
200.
All right, that's fine. That's plus whatever in my book. That's
with 5 places. But no, I mean, I think there's a couple names. I mean, Alex Noren, I think will get himself in the conversation. He's slowly pulled himself out of things, and he's very popular this week. Rasmus Højgaard just won. And then you have Aberg. He 100% deserves the pick.
Okay.
Will he get it? I don't know. I think the next 2 weeks are very big for him, but I think he will be on the team. Yes. Okay.
So where do you net? Like, I know Ludwig's kind of been like a joke on Twitter. Like there's kind of been 2 camps. I'm more in the like, okay, let's like chill out on the guy. A lot of people are in the camp like he's the greatest golfer since Arnold Palmer. Not really. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
But where do you stand on Ludwig? Have you bet him? Like, were you early on Ludwig?
Early in terms of playing him, maybe betting some top 20 stuff, but I have not bet him outright yet this year.
Okay.
If he didn't earn his tour card, he would have won already because he would have been on the Korn Ferry Tour, and you're seeing all those kids win. He is every bit as good as those 2, if not better. I think we've seen that in a number of professional events, and especially this summer. He's going to be awesome. He's going to win. But he's playing against really good competition right now.
Yeah, honestly, like he kind of made me like, not that I was like tweeting about like Ludwig or anything. I know a lot of people were, but like I think that Sunday performance, I know it's a fucking John Deere, but I do think that did a lot. Like if he completely no-showed for another weekend,
yeah,
like I think that would have been like, okay. But like, I don't know, like he has the top 5 on the PGA.
He's got the skill set too. The guy hits it 330 down the pipe every hole. He makes a shit ton of birdies. Like, he's basically a better Adrian Moronk.
Yeah, no, I agree. And where I believe he could be on the. I'm fine with Rye.
Yeah.
Ludwig for the final 2 spots. Like, I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a totally like if there was a Ludwig Aberg on the American side, I think it's completely different. But if the fucking choice is between Ludwig or like Rasmus or like Ludwig and Yanni P,
that's like, the thing. If Yanni P qualifies for this team, this shit is over.
Yes.
If they roll into Europe and that final 4 is Sepp and Moronk and Rye and Aberg and you see them drift to, plus 180, plus 200, I'm 100% betting that team. Like, they can absolutely contend top to bottom against the Americans.
Yeah, I disagree. Like, maybe it's me drinking a fucking nice cold Coors Light and being a fucking red-blooded American, but I'm hammering Team USA. Like, I don't even care, like, about anything, like no data or anything. Like, it's American.
I mean, you're getting a pretty shitty Justin Thomas on that team. You're getting maybe a Morikawa Finau, maybe a Cam Young. And at any point, Keegan Bradley and Wyndham Clark could go back to being.
So let's talk about the American side. Let's talk about the American side. Who is your team? And I guess, like, mixing who you think like will actually be on the team. I don't know if you have it up like right now, but like I think that there's really like 2 spots open maybe. Like is Keegan, I think it's pretty much a lock if you're saying Tony and JT are going to be on the team. Are Tony and JT in Rome on your team right now?
Yes, I think so. I mean, I think yes. I mean, with JT, there's no doubt he's playing like a shithead right now. He's going to be there regardless. I think the scale has tipped on Tony Finau quite unfairly. I mean, this guy has won like 4 times in the last year.
And he's been on the last 4 American teams.
And he hasn't been playing bad. And he is very, very loved in that team room. Yes. You can pair him with anybody. He's going to be on that team.
I'm with you. Like, people are arguing with me. I'm like, no, Tony's on the team. He's been on the last 2 Ryder Cups, been on the last 2 President's Cups. He's won 4 times in the past year, more than a fuck ton of those guys on the team. Everyone, like, Tony's going to be on the team. I believe JT is going to be on the team. If he top 20s, like one of the next 2 weeks, like, I firmly believe that. So if Ricky's on it, I believe from that math, there is 1 spot, and it's Keegan or Sam Burns, in my opinion, right now. So who is your pick between those 2?
Who's best friends and partners with the number 1 player in the world? That's kind of your answer, unless Keegan wins something else or, like he has a big playoff run. If it comes down to that, there's no way that they're not taking Sam Burns to pair with Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I love Keegan. Like, he's one of my favorite golfers on tour. He's won twice in the past year. Like, he's close in the standings. But I am not like he's 100% going to be on the team because like he's not going to be on another Ryder Cup team. Like, this is kind of it for him. And he's not really buddy with all those guys. And I just don't really know that the American side is jonesing to get Keegan Bradley's on the team. But let's say Sam Burns misses the cut here and at the Open. Like, I believe Keegan deserves the spot if he plays well.
He's got to keep playing well. Yeah. I think Keegan's one of those guys that, he keeps playing well for the next 6 months, a year, and they'll just pick him for the President's Cup team to make him feel good next year. Like they picked Billy Horschel and Kevin Kisner last year for God knows what reason. I think the really interesting one, though, obviously, is going to be Brooks. I don't expect him to play too well at the Open. He might be top 25, top 30. I don't expect him to win or contend or anything like that. So, if he falls down, obviously, to number 5, number 6, or even number 7 in the points where he doesn't have an automatic pick, I think you're kind of stuck because I don't think they're going to go out of their way to pick him either.
I agree. I am glad you did not like come up on here and be like Bryson should be on the team or like that's just not gonna fucking happen. Like you're just.
I'll tell you who should be on the team. It's DJ, but there's like there's no avenue.
What happened if he wins? What happened
if he wins the Open? He's on the.
He's
on the team. He would probably be number 6, 7, 8 or so in the standings. But Yeah, it's well, and look, what if chaos happens? What if fucking Harris English or Denny McCarthy wins the Open, right? Shit's gonna get wild, man. I mean, that would get McCarthy in, that would get English. Like, there's a lot that can happen.
Yeah.
But I don't think the Americans are playing that well. Like, obviously the top guys are, but like Max Homa not playing well.
I mean,
Morikawa.
but like at the same time, like they're talking about like the top 8 in Europe. Like Shane Lowry's been absolute dick. Like I don't expect Shane Lowry to do shit in the Ryder Cup, and he's like a lock up.
They all play better over there, you know.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. Like I'm still not gonna fucking bet Europe. Like I'm just not. Like I'm just not gonna do it. And like yeah, I mean. It just, again, I think what happened at Whistling, it's like Rory, who's like a top 5 player in the world, just like absolutely laid an egg. And if one of Rahm, Rory, or Hovland just absolutely lay an egg, like I don't think it will be close. Like they need 3 guys to play really well, where I think the U.S. has some leeway, because I am not doubting, like, this is not a bit, but like I'm not like doubting Windy C like in Rome. Like I think Windy C will fuck there, and I think it's a great course fit. And I know that he's like whatever, like top 3 in the standings, but like he was fucking 100-1 at the Rocket Mortgage a year ago. But like, I really do think Wyndham is gonna he's gonna show up in Rome, in my opinion. Like I think he has that dog in him.
He's gonna show up this week too. So
yeah, I do think it's a good fit. I don't know if I bet him here last year at a much better number. I don't think we ever talked about it. We'll talk about it. How did you feel when Wyndham won the U.S. Open? Like,
it was awesome. I mean, this is a guy who we've been following and waiting for forever. It sucked to miss it, but
yeah,
I had already missed Wells Fargo, so who cares?
It was just like whatever.
Yeah, and I didn't have anything live. I was rooting for Rory, probably more than anything, but yeah, it was cool. He played so well. I mean, fucking short game, man. That dude was a wizard all weekend.
Yeah. Did you because I knew Wyndham was like a good course fit. Like I knew he could play well, and I had friends at the course. I know I've talked about this, but that were like, dude, he's striping it right now. Like he looks amazing. But I think the thing that left a lot of people off was just he's never done anything in majors, and it's not it's pretty long trend of guys playing well in majors right before they win. It's not like, oh, he couldn't win because it was even Gary Woodland, no offense, he was probably the last not random, but not a fucking top 20 player in the world to win a major, and he top 10 at the PGA a month before. There was always kind of signs in majors, but I think Wyndham was just a rare example where he just caught fire so quickly that it just didn't matter.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you have to look at guys when you're looking at guys who are going to break out, guys who are going to make elite. They need to be elite at least one thing, right? He's elite at 2, right? He's an elite putter and he's an elite off the tee player.
Yeah.
The only thing that was missing was the iron play, and by God, he found it this year, really all year, but really starting kind of West Coast swing all through Florida, just played well. The irons were good all year long. Even before he won, right? He was 5th at the Valspar.
Yeah.
He was 6th down at Punta Cana. He almost won the team event. He was just playing well. It was coming. Yeah.
So we're happy for our boy Windy. We invented him. We were on him. Basically you being on SEP the week before. Just cash the ticket. It counts.
It counts, right?
It counts. It totally counts. As a victory. But let's get into the Scottish Open this week. Renaissance Club. It's played there the past 4 years. Found a bit of a different group of winners, different groups of winning score. They changed the par or whatever. But we have Xander winning last year, -7. Minwoo won the year before. And then it was Rye and then Bernd Wiesberger, who is on LIV. He's on LIV, but does he play on LIV? I haven't heard anything about
He's the worst player.
Really?
One of the worst players.
And he was on the fucking Ryder Cup team.
Yep.
Last year. So what are your overall thoughts on this course? Is there anything specific you're looking at? I know we don't have strokes gained data, so it's a little bit tough, but what are your thoughts on this course? What are you looking for this week?
Yeah, it's a cool course. Obviously link style. means it's all about weather. We had wind and weather and a big wave advantage last year. But this course brings it. Like, we had a really fun finish last year with Tom Kim and Kitayama and Xander and Fleetwood. And when Minwoo won, right, it was a playoff against Fitz and Tommy Dietz. Like, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, weather's going to be huge. I leaned a little more off the tee this week. I do think you can bomb your way around this course a little bit. You got to chip and putt well. So I'm kind of going that direction. And it's not, I think for me, anytime you come to links golf, it's not a get right spot, right? I want to ride the form. I want guys who are just playing well tee to green right now. Not a week to randomly hop on Justin Thomas and hope that he finds it.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, not doing anything like that. So just keep riding the Fleetwood train, the Hatton train. Like, all those guys obviously get a big boost when you come over here.
Yeah, no, I think it's when we play the Wyndham or like Bay Hill, it's like, okay, like, this is pretty simple, like what you need, like, and it usually turns out. But I think when we get overseas and we get to these courses, it's just a little bit harder to model and figure out and be like, oh, this specific skill set, absolutely plays well. But I do think, like, any course, like, I do think length plays a pretty big advantage, and I don't think that there's a crazy penalty for missing the fairway unless you're in some crazy bunker. And obviously that playoff 2 years ago, Minwoo, Fitz, and Dietrich, all very long off the tee. And Xander, I think Xander's tough because he's just kind of good at everything. Like, Xander just is a very well-balanced player. So I think you could also go that route. But yeah, I think most weeks, like, driver, good putter, good around the green. I do think around the green is definitely very important. But the odds board, few guys under 20-1, Scotty, Rory, Cantley, Xander. I'll put those four in their own category. I know you didn't bet any of these guys, but if you were, like, who do you like the most out of those four this week?
Scotty, I guess. Okay. I think, again, a guy whose floor is ridiculously high. He's going to shoot one or two low rounds. He's going to be in the top 10 on Sunday. Obviously just about the putter, but yeah, Rory hasn't played well here. Obviously just, peaking for the majors. I don't think he gives two shits about this event. Patrick Cantlay, don't need to say much more than that. He cannot win. I do have some interest in Xander. Obviously, I mean, won here last year when he was playing as well as he can play, but historically has been an awesome links player. So Scotty or Xander, but as you said, I did not take any of them this week. Yeah,
I've retired from betting Patrick Cantlay. Like, I'm just never betting him anymore. Like, I'm just done with him.
Yeah.
I hate overrating their last performance, but that was fucking as gutless as it gets at the Travelers. Like, that was truly awful. Like, like Keegan's kind of leaking oil and you have a chance and you miss 3 putts like in a row on 3 separate holes.
He did the same thing last year. Remember, he shot like +5, +6 the last round. Yeah.
And like, to pay 14-1 for him, I'm not doing that. No. I know he played well here last year, but I'm out on Cantlay. Yeah, I'm out on Scotty. I think this is the week he doesn't finish in the top 5. So I'm out on Scotty. Rory, I agree with you. He kind of doesn't care too much. But this next group, Hatton, Hovland, Ricky. I bet Hatton. I got a 25-1 early. He's 18 now. I don't fully condone an 18-1 on him right now. I think it's the case that a lot of people are making is that this guy's just playing unbelievable golf all season and has had a lot of really great finishes, especially in really good fields in these elevated events where all these great players are playing. And I know this week isn't elevated, but he really does seem to kind of elevate his game when, everyone's there. And I think he's just an extremely well-balanced player like Xander, like great driver, great irons, good around the green, excellent putter, had, decent link success. It's not unbelievable. But he's made the cut here every year with the wind and wave splits and everything. So I like that. And I think he's just kind of due for a win. So I'm down to bet him. Like, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, Hatton, I assume he's one of the more popular bets. I haven't read too much.
He's most tipped this week.
I mean, Hatton, Fleetwood, Fitz, that group, you kind of can pick one or two of them pretty easily. Yeah. I picked Fleetwood. I almost pulled the trigger on Fowler. Obviously, he's playing as well as you can play. He's probably coming in the best form of anybody. Has played well historically here in links golf. Won the Scottish Open, albeit not at this golf course, but just hasn't played well here specifically. So that kind of got me off. But I started with Tommy Fleetwood this week, who
is not a gutless loser, like just a closer, great guy. But like, is this the week he gets it done? It's not in America.
I think it is. Again, one of those guys who gets a big boost here. He's finished 4th and 2nd at this golf course. One of those being the playoff loss to Aaron Rai. I'm not concerned at all about the Travelers, right? You just look, he could have easily won twice recently. Obviously had the Canadian Open won, if not for just that ridiculous last hole. But everything's pointing to Tommy. He's going to get a win this year. And, it's going to count as a PGA Tour win, even though it's not in America. But I do think he gets it done this week.
Yeah, I was between, for my second guy, I was between Tommy or Spieth. Like, I was between both of those guys. I haven't bet Spieth yet, so I could still do whatever.
I took both. Let's do it.
No, yeah, I can't bet both. But like, I could live with myself if Tommy wins, because one, I just don't think it's gonna happen, because like he's just a fucking gutless loser, and like he's almost in like just okay. I'm gonna just be done betting him because I'll just wait for him to win and it will be okay. So I went with Spieth. Did you bet Spieth, right?
I did. Fleetwood and Spieth were my two at the
top. So what is your case for Jordan? Played well here last year, like was actually in contention to win and kind of blew it on Sunday. Has had a very up and down year, but this is a guy who could have 3 wins coming to this event with his play at the Valspar, Heritage, and API. Like he could, not that he was going to, but he could have won all 3 of those realistically.
Yeah, not to mention a 4th place finish at the Masters. Like I just think he hasn't been great lately, for sure. But if you look at it, it's been just random short game variance. Like he gains strokes around the green every week, except for like the last 3, right? I'm definitely willing to overlook that. As you said, he contended here last year. He's won an Open. Anything that's going to favor creativity and a short game is awesome for him. But yeah, I just think the narrative has flipped on him. Like people are saying he's not a top 10 player and he shouldn't necessarily get a Ryder Cup pick. 4th at the API, like you said, 3rd at Valspar, 4th at the Masters. He lost a playoff at Heritage, 5th at the Memorial. Like he's having a damn good year. It's hard to win out here. Yeah,
I agree. And Spieth, I had no success betting him this year. I bet him a decent amount, and he's just been ass every time. But like, I'm down to take a stab, and like he shouldn't be worse odds than Fleetwood, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know Jordan hasn't exactly won a bunch, but I'm still willing to take a chance. And I honestly do like how he hasn't played since the U.S. Open. I think any sort of wrist injury concerns or anything, I think are healed. And I think he shows up, honestly, in a big way this week. So I bet Hatton and Spieth. As we talked before, I was golfing with John Housebow, PGA tout, and we got the tee time early. He went to go write his article. I'm like, who'd you write Spotlight? And he said Minwoo, and that was like kind of that, like in my opinion, Minwoo. I would say Hat maybe, but like Minwoo is one of the most. It's like the most straightforward bets that you can make. And I think a lot of people maybe were expecting a lot better number on him. Where I know you bet him, like Minwoo just checks every box, playing super well, won here, great links player.
Basically, again, skill sets, like the 2 things he does really well off the tee and putting. But yeah, one at this golf course. He obviously grew up in Australia, so he's really good playing links, playing in the wind. He showed that over the winter break where he was like 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 3rd, 2nd across the Australian and Dubai swing. But then he kept it up. He almost won the Players' Championship, was 5th at the U.S. Open, 9th at the Travelers. He played okay at the British. Well, actually, he played like shit at the British Masters last week and still finished 15th. I love Minwoo this week. I got 45, which felt okay. Probably still a little bit thin, but the problem is I saw a 35 and then I saw the 45. So yeah, got me.
Wait, did you bet? What did you bet?
I bet the 45. But
okay, you're good. You're good.
I never would have bet him at the 35, but then I saw the 45. I'm like, all right, well, that feels good.
There's value there.
There's value there.
Yeah, I haven't like done any. I haven't ran any numbers. I don't think I could fit him. If I can, I'm down. Like, I guess. Like, it would just. I don't know if he's gonna win this event 2 times.
Play him on DraftKings where he's gonna be 2% owned since he's very high priced. So.
Really? You think that?
I think so. I mean, 8,900. He's up there with Wyndham Clark and Spieth, and I think he's going to be very low on this week.
Okay, I disagree, but that's fine. I don't know if you saw, but Sky is like on vacation, and he's like direct any questions about ownership to Brian.
Yeah,
I will do it because I love this guy's a great guy and he does a lot. If someone tells me how to do what he does, I'll fucking wake up at 2:15 and do it. Okay,
there you go.
Or someone let me know and I'll fucking post it. I think last year maybe I tweeted at him on the Scottish, like jokingly, like, where is it? I don't know. I'll do it for people because people need to know. I also came like 20th in the $33 single entry last week. Combined ownership like 150. Like, it was sick. Like, it was like
that thing was a chalk fest for sure.
It was so chalky, and like I did really well. So
you probably played Shank and Smalley, didn't you?
No Smalley. It was like Shank, Ches, Quest.
There you go. Quest was randomly so. Yeah, I don't know why he was so cheap last week at 7,400.
Yeah, we'll get to him. I mean, he'll be a PGA Tour winner in a week's time. Windy C, driver putter, played really well here last year. Tee to green was really solid.
Yep.
40-1 if he didn't win the U.S. Open. If Rory wasn't a gutless fucking loser, he's extremely popular this week and everyone's betting him. Where do you like? You didn't bet him, but Windy C, like,
love him.
The marbles.
I love him. Yeah, I mean, why not? This is exactly the same run we saw from Xander last year, right? He does everything well. Like you said, he's bombing it, putts well. Now the irons are good. Played really well here last year. I think he finished 16th, if I remember. Why not? Even though he really didn't play well the last couple of weeks at Travelers, he didn't have it, but he was still there. He played 4 rounds, made a bunch of birdies. Yeah. So, I'm all aboard the Wyndham Clark train this week. I just couldn't get there on the betting card.
So JT, you're completely out on.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I would play Aber for the same price.
I like Aber. Like, I'm not gonna bet him.
Yeah.
But like, I think this is a better course fit than the past 2 weeks.
I think for him, I have to see it over here. Okay. I don't know what his links experience or links record is like. When you have a guy like that who plays college golf where you just have to bomb it and make a bunch of birdies, and then he plays well at the Deer and plays well at the Rocket. Like, okay, it's good. It's good that he can do that, but can he do it here? We'll see.
Yeah, I just think this with the scoring, and I just think that suits him a little bit better. Not that I fucking know how his fucking career is going to turn out or what course
it's going to be good.
Well at whatever, but I like him this week versus the past 2 weeks. So I'm on record. Like, if he plays well, like, I've convict lap it. If he doesn't, like,
you were first.
I was first to thinking he was a loser. So we're good on that. I know you bet Rye. Anyone in like the Scott Burns, M. Connors, Tom Kim, Lucas Herbert 70-1 worst bet of all time? Like, any of those guys? Like, do you think Sam Burns can play well here? I'm hearing some Sam Burns love.
Can he? I feel like Sam Burns is the guy who's going to shoot like 4 over the first day, 7 under the second day, and then like +2. That feels like Sam Burns, right? Like, he's going to go low, get hot in the good weather one day. But no, I don't love him here. I do actually like Lucas Herbert as a DraftKings play. But yeah, I couldn't get there at 80 or 70 or whatever he was.
But Rye's your guy.
It sounds like he's everybody's guy. What's not to like about Aaron Rye? He's playing. I I think much like Wyndham Clark, right? He has just elevated everything in his game. Of course, the biggest thing for him is always going to be the putter. Hits a ton of fairways, plays the elements well, hits a ton of greens. He just can't fucking putt from 4 feet or 6 feet. But again, playing his best golf of his life, coming to a course where he won. Obviously, we talked about the Ryder Cup. He knows it. He has a lot to play for right now. And much like Fleetwood, he's going to get a win soon.
Okay, I like it, honestly. I really do like it. The approach has been popping. He's been playing well, playing really consistent golf. He wasn't in the fucking U.S. Open? That's kind of embarrassing. Why was he not in the U.S. Open?
It's hard. It's hard to qualify. He didn't qualify for the Open either. So,
dude, fucking Del Rey was in the U.S. Open.
He needs a top 5 this week to get into the Open Championship next week. So just
Aaron Rai is not in the Open Championship.
He had to fly over and qualify after the Travelers, or maybe after Rocket Mortgage, and he missed by like 3 or something. He's not in. Needs a good week.
That's okay.
It's sick because he's probably a top 35, 40 player in the world right now, and he's not in the Open. So
how does this shit even work? Like, how do you even get into these majors?
Yeah, I mean, Data Golf has him number 46 right now. So
okay,
that's not in the Open. Yeah.
I bet this is like it's not like a joke, but it's not like serious. But I bet Gary Woodland 110 to 1 with
sounds very serious to me.
Like, it's not. This isn't like when my buddies text me who you like for the Scottish, like bet Gary Woodland. But I don't know, dude. Maybe like strokes gained almost first round leader here. Strokes gained like off the tee, like great approach player, can't putt. Maybe he likes some slower greens. Right? Maybe he's been playing fine. Like,
I don't know. I feel like he had one really good round here last year on Thursday in very, very easy conditions where fucking Cameron Tringali shot like 52. Gary Woodland just doesn't scream links golf to me. Yes, he won at Pebble, which is a link style course, but it was dead calm. Those guys were shooting like 65s. I just don't see it here. I mean, if he finishes 30th again or 25th, maybe, but I don't see it.
He'll make the cut.
He'll make the cut.
He'll be in. He'll be in on the weekend. Do you condone Alex Smalley at 80 to 1?
No. I missed the big numbers. I got 110, which was like probably about the right number. Like he should be 100 to 105. That feels pretty good for him. 80, no. I saw him drop to like 50 or 60. Absolutely not. But I think
there's 80s there. There's 80s.
Yeah, I mean, just a guy who has elevated everything in his game. He is, I think, without hyperbole, probably a top 10 iron player in the world right now.
Yeah, I agree.
And he led here in approach and maybe greens and regulation last year, if I have that right, en route to a 10th place finish where he putted absolutely terribly. So he can obviously play here. I think, again, he's a new level of player right now. I'm in Alex Smalley.
I like him first round leader. I'm going to bet him first round leader. I've kind of just been betting my outright card first round leader, but I think with the links, like with the overseas, I think I just need to change it up a little bit. And I think it would be good for me to maybe bet like all AM guys and just sleep through it. So like I'm not like tilting every single shot and like I can have a productive day at work. So that might be my plan. Like just rip the AM first round leaders, like dream about it, and then like wake up.
You commit to a wave stack. That's it. You commit to a wave, you go with it, and it either works or it doesn't.
Have you looked at any weather this week?
Nah, way too early to do that. I probably won't look until tomorrow afternoon. But anyway, I mean, it's normally pretty standard. Like it's okay in the morning, gets windy in the afternoon. So just bet the morning, guys.
Yeah, I need to look at some weather models. I've been slacking.
Yeah, there's some fun groups out there though. I saw they put Aberg with the Ryder Cup assistant captain. No surprise there.
Who?
He's with Colsars.
Who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is, to be honest.
Oh, nice. Nicholas Colsaerts. He's Belgian. He was like the original Thomas Peters, but he's an assistant captain. Yeah.
Another guy that I bet, it's kind of a joke. Like this is maybe to spite my friends, a little bit, but I bet Jordan Smith at 150-1. Now, this is a stroke scan loser kind of play. Like Xander won last year. So like we have Aaron Rye won this event, like Detru's in a playoff, like some losers pop here. And is there no bigger loser on the DP World Tour than Jordan Smith? Where does he rank for you in terms of gutless guys on the DP?
He's a little bit better. Just because he's more consistent. But yeah, he went 5 years between wins. I hit his first win in 2017. It was the week after the Open Championship that Spieth won, and then he finally won again last year. But he was in a little bit of a funk like the last month and a half. Seems to have come out of it a little bit. But the ball striking is just not quite like he was elite last year with ball striking. He hasn't quite driven it as well. The approach is not quite as good. So probably a good top 20 bet, maybe top 30 bet.
But he made a hole-in-one here last year.
He won 2 cars, correct? Yeah.
So stroke scan hole-in-one, stroke scan loser. I think he could be a random Euro.
He's played well on big stages. You know, he was top 20 at LACC.
Good comp. All signs are pointing to Jordan Smith.
Jordan L. Smith. Let's do it.
I think he wants to get in the mix for the Ryder Cup. Like I think
he's a long way off.
If he wins this week, like
if he wins the Open, maybe
he could hang.
Yeah.
Last guy you bet. I know this is a joke. We're talking about joke bets. Like they're not real wagers. Like it's just like for peace of mind. But Noren, like, does he have any chance?
I mean, again, playing for a lot, obviously with the Ryder Cup, and he is probably behind.
He finished 9th at the Rocket Mortgage. Okay, that's fine.
There you go.
That's fine.
12. Yeah, and he went to Europe, even though it was a shitty field, finished 12th after shooting like 80 the first round. But look, Noren is probably number 3 on my list in terms of who gets links bumps. Probably Fleetwood and Hatton are 1 and 2, Noren and Lowry are 3 and 4. But yeah, the short game is back for Noren. He's a fucking wizard around the greens and on the greens. And the iron play has come back. He's now gained on approach 5 of the last 6 weeks and getting better every single week. Now he's coming to Links Golf. This guy has won a British Masters, played well at the Dunhill Links. He won the French Open. Just elite Links player. So at 150-1, I don't need to see very much.
Okay. And like you're a Noren guy. Do you know his only runner-up finish on the tour, and where was it?
It was at Torrey Pines.
Okay, good call. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
actually, no. You're forgetting one. He finished 2nd at the Barracuda last year at Ches Reavie as well.
Yeah.
Not that counts for much, but
last year at the Barracuda, I had Cam Smith parlayed with Martin Laird and Hubbard, who were both like in the final group, like in it, for a ticket to win like $8,000. But that's fine. Like we're over that.
And he finished 30th here last year, coming in with a cut, Noren with a cut coming in. So yeah, I love.
Okay, I thought the Noren play was a joke, but it's not. You sold me. Like that is a case.
Not for 150-1. Whatever.
Yeah, that's fine with some places. Like he can.
And he's 7,200 this week. He can. Yeah, I mean,
is he a lock for you?
I am probably going to play him in single entry. Yes.
Okay, he's on your SE squad. I will see you in the in those streets.
Noren and Spieth right down to the fucking bottom of the contest. So
okay, sweet. I like Pablo and Juiced as some longer shots, like 400-1 range. I like Tags, Adrian Otaegui. I think he can mix. I think he could be good. And I like Roman. The Swan J. Yeah, Lingas. I think all those guys
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, any of these links specialists, right? Matthew Jordan, Matthew Southgate, like, I mean, you can always play those guys here, and both of them are actually in pretty decent form. I think Matt Southgate actually closed with a 61 the other day.
He's in form. Okay,
I mean, hardly. I mean, the guy's gone 300 events without winning, so he's not going to win. But if you're looking for a very cheap DK play, I'll throw one other name out there. Your boy Thirsty Lawrence.
Not my boy, but he could play.
He seems like someone you would play.
Yeah, but didn't he just pop recently?
He just won recently.
I know, but so he can't play well again. I thought I
don't know. He's won 4 times in a year and a half, so he can definitely do it. I mentioned Alex Smalley was number 1 in greens and regulation here last year. Lawrence was number 2.
Wow.
He gained off the tee. He gained an approach. He gained putting on route to a T24. So again, you're looking at a guy who's almost 400 to 1. Probably get a pretty good top 30, top 40 number.
What about Richie Rams?
Yep, also in form. Much more gutless than those other guys, but yeah,
I heard some quotes. He was saying driver super important this week, driver not important next week. But maybe we'll talk some Open. I'm good on the Scottish. You want to talk some Barby?
Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm fucking hyped for the Barby. I got some insane CLVs, so no matter what happens, the week is a win for me.
Yeah,
like we had good numbers on people.
Yeah, shout out DraftKings, right?
Yeah, they were not running good Barbasol models early, and I was up like I've been waking up earlier. I don't know why, but like once my alarm goes off, I'm just like, okay, I'm up. Or like if I wake up at like 7, I'm just like, all right, I'm up. And I was like, okay, I'm getting out of bed and I'm betting the Barbasol and I'm seeing what's up. And then my dad wakes up later and he's like, what were you cursing about at like 7:15? And I was like, I don't remember, but it was like, I don't know what it was, but I probably saw Quest at 40. I was like, oh fuck, like, let's go. But the Barbie, I'm just gonna read Wiley's notes. I'm not actually gonna do that. But like when you look at the winners, they're actually all, for as shitty as this event is, they're all kind of weller established guys.
Yeah.
Like they're all kind of people that I can't find a good example, but they're all established guys that you would bet 100 to 1 at the Rocket Mortgage. Like they're not guys you straight up never would have heard of. So I do think you have to have some class to win. I don't think that Andy Solomon or KJ Choi is going to win this week. But I think it's a Bombers track. I think it's a birdie track. You got to go super low. I mean, it's a little bit easier to bet in terms of we follow these guys and we know their class, and it's just kind of like they get to the Barbie and they're maybe a little bit mispriced. So I started off my card with I bet the Lucas Glover. I think that was like a pretty obvious one. I bet the Lucas at 35. I thought he was going to be the favorite. He wasn't. So I bet him, but this is a guy that's playing insanely well right now. Contending week in, week out. The putter's fixed. The putter's back. 35 to 1. That's an easy one for me. And then I truly I believe Peter Quest is going to win the Barbasol. I mean, this dude mashes it off the tee. Like, this guy is long off the tee, gained 6.3 off the tee at the Byron, gained off the tee in his last 3 parts. Great approach player, decent putter. Like, he could pour in some long ones.
Yeah.
I really like Quest this week. I know you didn't bet him, but I
was close for sure.
Yeah. Like, I honestly, at 25, 28, whatever he is, like, I don't hate it. Like, the dude's been doing well. Should I have FOMO on Vinny Norm?
A little bit. And I thought about going there. So, I mean, one of the reasons why I didn't bet Quest, obviously he kind of ran out of gas at the end of last week a little bit. But because I dropped a hammer on Troy Merritt, who obviously ended up withdrawing. Yeah. By the way, we didn't mention that, but everyone who's rushing to bet Troy Merritt at the Barbasol, you better be playing him for 6,400 in the Scottish Open field.
Yeah, I mean, I think
why not?
that makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, I probably should have bet Norman or Quest, but I obviously bet Lucas Glover with you, and then I went to Grayson Murray. But Norman, he's very good, and he's doing it. He's doing it with the ball striking, right? He can't putt. That's kind of the one difference between like him and Peter Quest is Quest is an elite putter, and Vincent Norman can't putt. But I think he's going to get there. Might not be this week, but I do think he's close to a win.
Okay, so are we like you have some room? Are you going to bet him?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, right now I just have the 4 guys. I'll probably wait, either try and catch someone live because so Barbasol is always one of the events over the summer that gets impacted by storms and weather. You're going to get delays. You're probably going to get rain. Hopefully we catch the book sleeping at some point, right, in a weather delay or something. But I'm probably going to wait it out.
And Lower, what's the case for Lower? Because I liked him. He was playing well. He withdrew last week, but it was because of COVID. It wasn't because of any injury or anything. Is Lower, is he a good value?
I think so. Well, I wouldn't say value. I mean, no one here is a good value. These numbers are fucking gross. But his peak weeks are very good, right? Like obviously he hasn't won, but he has a number of top 10s, top 20s. He just finished 8th at Rocket Mortgage. He missed the cut at Travelers, but the iron play was elite. Had a top 25 at Canada, and he is relatively local. He's from Ohio, so bordering state, close enough. Yeah, I just like him. He putts well, makes a lot of birdies, and like you said, that's the shit you need this week.
Yeah. I bet Grayson Murray with you. I honestly do think he has a great chance to win.
Does, yeah.
He's won here before and he's playing really well. And like he's
won this event, didn't win at this golf course, but
really?
Yeah.
I had no clue. I didn't know the fucking Barbasol had multiple.
No, they played it somewhere random. Like I don't know if it was in the islands or down in the Caribbean somewhere, but anyways.
Are you kidding?
It was many years ago.
I trust you, but are you sure?
I'm positive. Yeah.
God damn it.
He's playing great. He won this summer on the Corn Ferry Tour. Actually, should have won twice. Yeah, but the week that we had him, he doubled a par 5 on the back. He had a 4-shot lead at the turn with 9 holes to go and lost. Didn't even get his odds
that week.
Yeah.
What were his odds? What did you have him at?
50. Yeah, like right around this. Like
that's fine. Yeah. Okay. I bet Del Rey. That's a joke. Like that is not a real pick, but like I just bet him because he's good.
He's fun.
And then I bet Tosh.
Of course,
bet Tosh. Like I mean, he's playing well. He's actually popping. I don't think it's a good course fit.
But does he ever pop, or does he just finish tied for 57th?
I mean, he pops for like rounds at a time. Yeah. But yeah, I like that. We're gonna still running some models.
There's a lot of good DraftKings plays in that range, like the 7 to 75.
Are they filled? Are the contests filled?
Yeah,
they're
basically
all contests this week.
Yeah, they're basically all filled. They put the one big $15 to try and drive everything there, but everything else had like 40 people in it.
I'm gonna play Jesse heads up for 10K.
Jesse will crush you this week.
Dude, he didn't even have his in the Discord. He didn't even have his Barby bets posted. I was like, dude,
he's gonna rip some shit with like Tyler Duncan and just trash.
Yeah.
So there are a couple guys here. I didn't bet this one, but I will talk about it. So all this talk about the college kids coming out, right?
Yeah.
Specifically Aberg, Gordon Sargent, Michael Thorbjornsen. You saw a couple guys win on the Corn Ferry Tour. All of these guys were the finalists for the Haskins Award this year, College Player of the Year. There are 2 Haskins Awards finalists in this field. Okay. One of them is currently ranked number 2 in the world for the amateur rankings, right behind Gordon Sargent, and that's David Ford. Nobody knows about him because he hasn't had any starts.
And his name is fucking David Ford.
And his name is David Ford, and he goes to North Carolina. Nobody really cares about North Carolina. But, I mean, if you just look at the group that he's in with those 5, 6, 7 guys, and he's right behind Gordon Sargent, like, would you play Gordon Sargent for 7,400 in this field? Definitely. So he's a very interesting one. And then the other one is Max Moldovan. He just Monday queued, by the way.
Along with what's his name? The other guy that Monday queued that I was texting you about.
Oh yeah, fucking Chip McDaniel.
Chippy McDaniels, dude.
But so for DraftKings, right? They have a problem, and they just dump the Monday queues down at the bottom. So this guy, who is a Haskins Award finalist, just shot 8 under in the Monday queue, qualified for the U.S. Open, made the cut at the U.S. Open. It's now $6,000 in this field. Just throwing that out there. What happened with Billy Mao last week at 6,600?
Wow. Holy shit. Do you think it's gonna be like 20% owned? Like, do people
No, people don't know.
I need to get into these Barby contests.
So more people will play David Ford because if you look at Data Golf, he's the number 2 ranked amateur. Max Moldovan is like number 16 or 17. But kid just shot 8 under. He just qualified for the Open. He's $6,000 in this field. Like, even if he finishes like 35th, like, it's huge.
I'm playing. There's contests. There's $100 single entry I might be in.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, look, play the guy for $6K and then you can do whatever. I mean, you could play Glover, Murray, and Quest. You can play them all.
Dude, we're cleaning up this week.
I'll take 10%. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I do want to talk quickly about the Open Championship next week. Been running some models, been watching some videos. Like, I think the narrative is going to be that it's a club down course. You don't have to be a bomber. Irons around the green, putter. What are your like? I know it's not fucking St. Andrews. Like, it's not easy. Like, even me, fucking 3 beers deep in April, was like, oh, fucking Cam Smith at the Open. Like, it's perfect for him. Like, I don't think there's anyone like that. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Royal Liverpool? What do you remember about it from 2014? What type of players are you looking for? Is Victor Hovland going to win? Like, that's kind of like, I'm just kind of wondering your takes on that.
I hope so. I have a Victor Hovland ticket.
Okay, fuck. I wanted an unbiased opinion, but
no, yeah, my 2 futures so far were him and Xander, and then the Patty Harrington thing that I told you about. But that's more of a looking for a top 5. But yeah, I mean, again, Open Championships, all about the weather. I do think this is a bit of a club down course, or a course that emphasizes iron play more than anything. Like when Tiger won here back in the day, I don't think he hit a driver all week.
Yes, everyone's right? Going to be talking about that. Yeah.
And then, like, you look at the leaderboard here when Rory won, it was Fowler, Sergio, Furyk, Adam Scott, Charles, Molinari. Like, these are not long hitters; these are iron players. So I definitely think you're going to get that narrative one way or another. The problem is every one of these guys is going to hit their irons 330 yards. So it is kind of like they're bombing it. I have no clue yet, honestly.
Okay.
I don't. I bet Xander and Hovland, because they're so well-rounded. They're both playing well. They feel like they're both peaking towards winning a major. But I am not over-invested yet.
Like, no beef. Like, betting is, what number was this Xander future?
25 or 20. It was a FanDuel, so I think it was 26, maybe.
Okay, no, like, legit no beef. Like, I don't know why anyone would ever bet like a Xander future at a major, but no beef. Like, it's all good.
Oh shit! Even worse, it's 22. Yeah, it's bad. 22. Yeah.
I would. Okay, I would hope that you would, if you wanted to bet other guys, that you would cash it out.
I could probably go back and bet him at 28 now. So
yeah, no, but like honestly, I've been talking in group chats. I've been going back and forth. I don't know, because I want to bet Hovland. I don't know if this is a good course fit for Hovland. Like, I understand he's been playing really well in majors, and now it's an Open, and he's European. Like, I understand that.
Is he European? He's basically American.
He's really not. But like, again, the 2 places. Again, this is small sample size. I'm talking out of my ass. This is based on nothing. But the 2 places that he truly like could have won this year were the PGA Championship, and he won at Memorial. Those are both classical, like, long, driver heavy, thick rough thick rough around the greens, like classical American courses. And this is not that. And it's also not one where Victor Hovland's, he's an amazing iron player, amazing long iron player, but one of his biggest strengths is his fucking driver. And I don't think he's going to be driving at OB, but I don't think it is a perfect course fit for Victor Hovland next week at the Open. And I know you have a ticket, so it's hard to be biased, but am I like crazy in like thinking that?
I don't know, because again, I don't know 100% what to expect, but like you said, he has played so well in majors and he's done it everywhere. Like he played well at the Masters. He played well at Oak Hill. He finished 19th at LACC, but he actually played a lot better than that.
Yeah. And he said he didn't like the course. Like
he played well at Sawgrass. He almost won St. Andrews. Like he won a USM at Pebble Beach. Like, is that a Victor Hall? I don't know, but he's playing well everywhere. Like, yes, I think your point to classic American courses, he's done well with like narrow fairways, long rough, soft. Like, yes, he's definitely done well there, but he's played so well in majors that I just can't look past him.
Yeah. I understand, and I think if I had a 28, I would be convincing myself that whatever. But now that he's 20, it's like, I don't know. I don't really know if he's gonna win. But I have a Ricky 66. Like, that's it. So
that's a good one. That's
like,
a good one.
Whatever. So we'll chalk that up as a victory.
Yeah.
We got the CLV, but I have nothing else for the Open, and I'm not. I want to be there on Hovland, but I'm not 100% there on Hovland. I actually like him better this week than next week, but we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. But RB, pleasure to have you on this week. I wish you the best of luck with your wagers on, you know, at the Barby, at the Genesis, at the Corn Ferry.
Everything.
Just like you're just getting after it this week. I wish you the best of luck in your match this Friday against Joe. And you know, I hope to be sweating some bets with you.
Sweating some Max Moldovan, right?
That's yes, dude. We're cleaning up at the Barby. I'm actually really amped up. I got some money that I got money in that I didn't work for, but it was a substantial amount for me in my life. So I feel like there's no better way than to just play heads up Barbasol this week. Right?
There you go. You got to challenge Jesse. Take it down.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. We'll see you next week for the Open, and I hope everyone has a great